If you've ever run out of compost halfway through a season, you know the frustration. You've built the perfect pile, you've turned it, you've waited months, and when it's finally ready, it's gone after a single round of planting. Composting is essential, but it's slow, space-consuming and high maintenance. Yet there's a surprising secret hidden in plain sight, one that gardeners of the Mediterranean and Asia knew centuries ago. They didn't toss it, they used it. I'm talking about orange peels, the most underestimated soil builder you'll ever find. Over the last 5 years, I've used citrus waste to replace every ounce of my traditional compost, and the results have been richer soil, stronger plants, and fewer pests than I ever achieved with the usual methods. The first discovery came from what happens when orange peels break down in poor soil. It started as an accident. A few years back, I was experimenting with sheet composting, layering kitchen waste directly on the soil instead of piling it separately. I tossed in orange peels, expecting they'd take forever to decompose. Instead, within just a few weeks, the soil beneath them turned dark, loose, and, well, honestly, alive. Worms swarmed the area, and the nearby plants grew greener and thicker. What I learned later is that citrus waste releases compounds that stimulate microbial activity in, really unique ways. While most organic matter simply feeds microbes, orange peels actually wake them up. They contain D-limonene, a natural terpene that's mildly antimicrobial in concentrated form, but at low levels it actually balances soil microflora. It suppresses pathogens like Fusarium and Pythium, while promoting beneficial fungal species that form symbiotic relationships with roots. In short, orange peels act like a soil detox, cleaning out bad microbes and feeding the good ones at the same time. In arid regions of North Africa, farmers have long known this. They'd bury dried citrus peels under fruit trees to prevent root rot and fungal dieback. It wasn't superstition, it was chemistry. Modern soil science has since confirmed what those farmers practiced by instinct. Compost is valuable because it adds humus, the stable form of organic carbon that stores nutrients and moisture. But humus forms slowly. Orange peels, however, speed that process up. Their carbon-to-nitrogen ratio is near perfect for microbial decomposition, and they contain soluble sugars and oils that, really jump-start the process. In practical terms, that means you can turn depleted soil fertile in weeks instead of months. Here's how I began applying this method across my garden. After each harvest, instead of hauling compost, I'd grind or tear orange peels into small pieces and spread a thin layer, about ½ an inch, across the beds. I'd then sprinkle a little soil or spent mulch over the top to prevent drying. Within 2 weeks, you could smell that rich, earthy scent of active microbes, the same scent that comes from a finished compost pile. Now, what's happening below the surface is even more interesting. As the peels break down, they release these organic acids that help unlock bound minerals in the soil, especially calcium, magnesium and phosphorus. These minerals are often trapped in insoluble forms, unavailable to plants. But citrus acids, well, they make them soluble again. So, not only are you adding nutrients, you're actually unlocking what's already there. In dry or sandy soils, this is honestly a game changer. You can transform dust-like dirt into fertile ground without the need to haul manure or compost. You know, just a steady supply of citrus peels layered through the seasons can completely rebuild your soil structure. The pest control benefit is the bonus that makes this method unstoppable. When I first started applying orange peels regularly, I noticed something unusual. The number of aphids, ants and whiteflies dropped dramatically. That's when I realized I was getting another benefit that compost could never deliver: natural pest resistance. Orange peels contain essential oils like limonene and citral, which repel soft-bodied insects. When mixed into the top layer of soil or composted lightly, these oils disperse slowly, creating a subtle scent barrier that keeps pests at bay. You know, ancient orchard growers in Spain used to hang bundles of dried citrus peels among citrus trees to repel fruit flies. In my own trials, when I incorporated citrus peels into tomato and brassica beds, I had no root maggot infestations for 2 consecutive years. For anyone growing in humid climates or battling soil-borne insects, this approach is truly invaluable. Instead of fighting pests with sprays or traps, you're building resistance directly into the soil system. Ah, the wonders of nature. The scent compounds train the garden to defend itself. It's like the plants have their own little gym sessions, building strength and resilience. Now, if you're worried about the acidity, don't be. Once broken down, citrus peels lose their acidity entirely. They leave behind calcium, potassium, and phosphorus, the same nutrients found in standard compost. Isn't that fascinating? The key, my dear friends, is to keep layers thin and balanced, never burying them deep or applying them fresh around seedlings. It's a delicate dance, really, ensuring everything works in harmony. The simplest method is direct layering. So just collect your citrus waste, orange, lemon, lime or grapefruit peels, and chop them into small strips. Then spread them evenly across your garden beds once every 2 weeks. Add a dusting of soil or mulch on top to prevent exposure. If you have a worm population, they'll handle the breakdown process naturally. For faster results, you can create a citrus infusion. Just fill a bucket with chopped peels and cover them with water. Let it sit for about a week, giving it a good stir each day. The water will darken and, well, begin to smell slightly fermented. That liquid can be diluted 1 part to 10 and used as a foliar spray, or, a soil drench. It delivers trace nutrients and mild pest deterrence all in one go. Farmers in India use a similar method known as citrus tea, which acts as a biostimulant and mild pest repellent. If you're composting on a small scale, you can use citrus peels as your main carbon input, mixing them with dry leaves or shredded cardboard. It's quite a nifty way to make use of those peels, really. Unlike raw fruit waste, citrus doesn't attract flies or rodents easily because of its natural oils. It's one of the cleanest composting materials you can use. Quite convenient, isn't it? After a full growing season of regular citrus applications, you'll notice your soil texture changing. It becomes darker, springier, and rich with the smell of active life. Water retention improves, nutrient uptake increases, and pest problems fade without a single chemical input. It's like magic, truly. Centuries before synthetic fertilizers, farmers in southern Europe used citrus peels as soil builders and pest control in one. They didn't need bottled nutrients. They worked with the cycles of decomposition that nature already provided. Modern soil science now echoes what they knew intuitively. Diversity of organic matter creates stability. Compost alone is good, but compost combined with citrus biology is better. By shifting from traditional compost piles to continuous citrus enrichment, you turn waste into power. You eliminate months of waiting and convert your kitchen scraps into living fertilizer every week. That's what sustainable gardening truly means, closing the loop between food and soil. So, if you're ready to stop chasing compost piles and start regenerating soil faster than ever, grab those orange peels instead of tossing them. You'll be feeding your garden the same way ancient growers did, and the results will speak for themselves. If this guide helped you uncover the real power of citrus in the soil, subscribe to Hydrohaven for more field-tested techniques rooted in both tradition and science. And, well, share this with another grower who's tired of slow composting and ready to garden smarter, not harder. Your soil doesn't need more inputs. It just needs you to remember what nature already perfected centuries ago.